Let us begin with a simple, profound truth. Your strength holds a special power within your relationship, one that is often overlooked in a world that tells us what we should demand from others. Think about the quiet moments of your day. You might be preparing coffee as the dawn breaks, your thoughts wandering through the tasks ahead. You might be looking out of a window during your commute, a touch of weariness on your face from the weight of your responsibilities. In these solitary moments, a deep resilience resides within you. This is the strength that carries you through challenges, the quiet determination that allows you to face the world each day. It is a power that feels deeply personal, an inner resource you draw upon for yourself. But what if that same inner strength had the ability to transform not just your own world, but also the world you share with your partner? We often focus on what we deserve from love, and rightly so. We deserve kindness, support, and devotion. Yet there is a deeper layer to this dynamic. You deserve the absolute best version of the man you love. You deserve the man who loves you loudly, completely, and without reservation. The surprising truth is that the emergence of this man is not a matter of chance. It is profoundly connected to the quiet power you already possess, the strength you display in your daily life, even when no one is watching. This is not about changing who you are or diminishing your own needs. In fact, it is the opposite. It is about recognizing the immense influence you wield, often unconsciously. Your actions, your words, and even your energy create an environment around you. This environment can either stifle your partner or inspire him to rise to his greatest potential. When you are drawing from that well of inner strength, not just to survive, but to consciously shape your shared reality, something magical begins to happen. You are not just a passive recipient of his love, you become an active cultivator of it, nurturing the very qualities you long to see in him. Imagine your relationship as a garden. It requires attention, care, and the right conditions to flourish. Nagging, complaining, or withdrawing are like withholding water and sunlight. The garden may survive, but it will never truly thrive. Your inner strength, when channeled into positive influence, is the nourishment that allows everything to grow. It is the conscious choice to smile, to show appreciation, or to offer a moment of grace, even when you feel forlorn or tired. This is where your true power lies, not in demanding change, but in inspiring it from a place of quiet, resilient strength. You have the ability to help unlock his very best self. When we talk about the best version of him, what comes to mind? It is not about some idealized fantasy or a man without flaws. It is about the man you know he can be, the one you likely fell in love with. This is the man who is confident and capable, who faces life's challenges with a steady hand and leads with gentle authority when needed. He is affectionate and expressive, unafraid to show you how much he cares through his words and his touch. He is protective and supportive, standing as your staunchest ally and championing your dreams. He is enthusiastic and engaged, excited about the life you are building together. This man is not a myth. He is a potential that exists within your partner. The crucial point we often miss is that this version of him does not simply appear or disappear on its own. His behavior, his passion, and his devotion are deeply influenced by the emotional and psychological environment you create for him. Think of it as a mirror. The energy you project is often the energy he reflects back to you. If the environment is filled with criticism, disappointment, or emotional distance, he may retreat, becoming withdrawn and disengaged. He might feel inadequate or unappreciated, causing him to pull away and withhold the very affection and support you crave. This creates a painful cycle where you feel unseen, and he feels unsuccessful in his role as your partner. However, when you consciously decide to create an environment of respect, admiration, and appreciation, the dynamic shifts entirely. This is where your influence becomes transformative. When he feels genuinely respected by you, he stands taller and feels more confident in his decisions. When he feels admired for his efforts, no matter how small, he is motivated to do more and to be more for you. When he feels truly valued as a man and as a partner, he invests himself more deeply into the relationship. He sees himself not as a source of your frustration, but as a source of your happiness, and he will work tirelessly to maintain that role. This is the surprising truth about his love. It is responsive. It flourishes under the right conditions, and you are the primary architect of those conditions. This does not absolve him of his responsibility to be a good man. Rather, it empowers you with the knowledge that your inner strength, expressed through intentional kindness and appreciation, is one of the most powerful tools you have. By choosing to uplift him, you are not just doing something for him, you are creating a positive feedback loop that brings his best, most loving self forward, which in turn enriches your own life and fills you with the joy you deserve. Let's paint a clear picture of what his best self truly looks like. This isn't about creating an impossible standard or chasing perfection. It is about recognizing the powerful, loving, and capable man that exists within your partner. When he is at his best, he moves through the world with a quiet confidence. He is not arrogant, but he is secure in his abilities. He sees challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to prove his strength and competence. He is decisive, able to make choices for the good of your shared life without hesitation. He leads not by dominating, but by providing a steady and reliable presence that makes you feel safe and secure. This is the man who takes charge of a difficult situation, not because he has to, but because he wants to lighten your load. This man is also deeply affectionate and emotionally available. His love is not a secret you have to uncover. It is a clear and consistent force in your life. He is not afraid to be vulnerable with you, to share his hopes and even his fears. He expresses his care through warm embraces, gentle touches, and words that affirm his devotion. He tells you he loves you, and he shows you through his actions every single day. He is present with you, listening not just to your words, but to the feelings behind them. He is engaged in your life, curious about your day, and genuinely invested in your happiness. This version of him makes you feel seen, heard, and cherished above all else. Furthermore, his best self is fiercely protective and supportive. He is your #1 advocate, your biggest fan, and your safe harbor in any storm. He stands up for you, defends you, and makes it clear to the world that you are a team. When you share your dreams with him, he does not dismiss them. He helps you build a plan to achieve them. He celebrates your victories as if they were his own and offers a shoulder to lean on during your setbacks. His support is not just a passive agreement, it is an active force, constantly working to build you up and ensure you feel empowered to pursue your own passions. With him, you never feel alone in your struggles or your triumphs. Finally, this man is enthusiastic about life and, most importantly, about you. There is a spark in his eye when he talks about your future together. He brings energy and optimism into your home, making even mundane days feel a little brighter. He initiates plans, suggests adventures, and is eager to create new memories with you. He is not just going through the motions of a relationship. He is an active and joyful participant in it. This is the man who looks at you from across a room and smiles, a silent acknowledgement of the beautiful life you are building. This is his best self, and he is closer than you think. A man's confidence is the foundation upon which his best self is built. Without it, he may become hesitant, withdrawn, or defensive. And one of the most powerful sources of this confidence is the genuine respect he receives from you, his partner. Respect is more than just being polite or avoiding insults. It is a deep underlying belief in his competence, his judgment, and his character. When he feels that you truly respect him as a man, he feels empowered to step into his strength. He becomes more willing to take on responsibility, to make difficult decisions, and to lead with a steady hand. Your respect acts as a powerful affirmation, telling him that you believe in him, which in turn helps him believe more fully in himself. Think about how this plays out in your daily interactions. It happens in the small moments. When he offers an opinion, do you listen with genuine interest, or do you immediately counter with your own? When he makes a decision, even a small one, do you trust his judgment, or do you second-guess him? Showing respect means giving him the space to have his own thoughts and to take the lead without fear of criticism. It means valuing his perspective, even when it differs from yours. This does not mean you must always agree with him, but it does mean that you approach disagreements from a place of mutual consideration rather than conflict. This simple shift can dramatically alter his demeanor. When a man feels disrespected, he often retreats. He may stop offering his opinions, fearing they will be dismissed. He may avoid making decisions, worried he will make the wrong one in your eyes. This can create a frustrating cycle where you feel you have to do everything yourself, while he feels increasingly powerless and disconnected. He may interpret this lack of respect as a sign that you see him as inadequate, which is a deeply painful feeling for any man. This can lead to resentment and emotional distance, pushing the best version of himself further and further away. He cannot be the confident, capable leader you desire if he feels he has lost your faith in him. Conversely, when you make a conscious effort to show him respect, you are actively building him up. You are sending a clear message. I trust you. I value you. I believe in your strength. This is incredibly motivating for him. He will stand taller, speak with more certainty, and act with more conviction. He will feel more like your partner and less like your project. This environment of respect gives him the psychological safety he needs to take risks, to be vulnerable, and to step into the role of the protector and provider he naturally wants to be for you. Your respect is not a reward for his good behavior. It is the essential nutrient for his growth. If respect is the foundation of his confidence, then admiration is, honestly, the fuel for his devotion. While respect is about valuing his mind and his judgment, admiration is about celebrating his spirit and his unique qualities. It's the genuine appreciation you feel for who he is at his core. It's noticing the way he handles a stressful situation with calm, the kindness he shows to a stranger, or the passion he has for his hobbies. When a man feels truly admired by his woman, it ignites a powerful desire within him to be worthy of that high esteem. It makes him want to be a better man, not out of obligation, but out of a deep, heartfelt desire to make you proud. Admiration is expressed through sincere and specific praise. It's not empty flattery. It's looking for the good in him and vocalizing it. Instead of a generic good job, it's saying, I was so impressed by how you handled that difficult conversation at work. You were so calm and articulate. Instead of just thanks for fixing the sink, it's, you are so capable. I love that I can always count on you to take care of things around here. These small, specific acknowledgments fill his emotional cup. They tell him that you see him, you appreciate his efforts, and you are genuinely captivated by his strengths. This is a powerful motivator that inspires him to give you more of what you admire. Without admiration, a man can begin to feel invisible in his own relationship. He may work hard to provide, to protect, and to please you, but if his efforts go unnoticed or unappreciated, he can start to feel like a utility rather than a cherished partner. This can lead to a sense of burnout and discouragement. Why should he go the extra mile if it seems to make no difference to you? He might start to pull back his energy and affection, not because he loves you less, but because he feels his best efforts are not enough to win your praise. A man who does not feel admired by his woman will struggle to love her loudly and completely. When you choose to be his biggest cheerleader, something beautiful happens. You ignite a positive feedback loop. Your admiration fuels his desire to please you, which leads him to do more things that you admire. It's a virtuous cycle that strengthens your bond and deepens his devotion. He will want to protect you, provide for you, and shower you with affection because he feels like a hero in your eyes. He sees himself reflected in your admiring gaze as the strong, capable, and wonderful man he has always wanted to be. Your admiration is not just a gift you give him, it's an investment in creating the deeply loving and devoted partner you deserve. Your relationship is a living ecosystem, and you are one of its most powerful environmental forces. Every action, reaction, and word you speak contributes to the overall climate your partner experiences daily. This environment can either be a harsh, unforgiving landscape where he feels he must constantly be on guard, or it can be a nurturing sanctuary where he feels safe to grow and thrive. The way you act, react, and communicate directly influences which version of him shows up. If your home is filled with sighs of disappointment, constant criticism, or a heavy silence of unmet expectations, it creates an atmosphere of tension. In such a climate, a man's natural instinct is to retreat, to build walls to protect himself from what feels like a constant barrage of failure. Think of your influence as an echo. What you send out into the relationship inevitably comes back to you, often amplified. If you project frustration and dissatisfaction, the echo that returns is often a partner who is disengaged, defensive, or withdrawn. He may stop trying to please you because he feels that no matter what he does, it will never be good enough. This is not because he is inherently lazy or uncaring, but because the emotional environment has taught him that his efforts are futile. He cannot blossom into the confident, affectionate man you desire when the very air he breathes is thick with disapproval. The best parts of him will go into hiding, waiting for a safer climate to emerge. Conversely, when you consciously cultivate a positive environment, the echo changes dramatically. When you choose to speak with kindness, even when you are tired, you send out a signal of safety and acceptance. When you react to his mistakes with grace instead of anger, you communicate that he is allowed to be human and that your love is not conditional. When you fill your shared space with genuine appreciation for his efforts, you create an atmosphere where he feels seen and valued. This positive energy is not about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing a constructive and loving way to navigate the realities of life together, fostering connection instead of division. This power to shape the environment is a profound responsibility, but also an incredible opportunity. You have the ability to bring out or hide your partner's best traits simply by adjusting the emotional temperature of your interactions. By understanding that your influence is constant and pervasive, you can begin to make small, intentional shifts. These shifts, like a gentle rain on dry soil, can slowly but surely transform the entire landscape of your relationship. You can consciously choose to create a space where his confidence can take root, his affection can bloom, and his best, most loving self can finally step into the light for you to see. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates this transformation. I once knew a couple. We will call them Maria and Ben. When I first met them, Maria was at her wit's end. She felt she was carrying the entire weight of their relationship. Ben seemed distant and unmotivated. He rarely initiated date nights, was quiet and withdrawn after work, and seemed completely unenthusiastic about making future plans. Maria felt a deep sense of loneliness and resentment. She felt she deserved so much more from the man she loved, but her attempts to get it, through nagging, complaining, and even giving him the silent treatment, only seemed to push him further away, thickening the wall between them. Feeling exhausted and on the verge of giving up, Maria decided to try a radically different approach, one that required her to draw on her own inner well of strength. Instead of focusing on everything Ben was doing wrong, she made a conscious decision to start noticing and vocalizing what he was doing right. It was a difficult shift, as her mind was trained to spot the negatives, but she was determined. One evening, Ben quietly took out the trash without being asked. Instead of her usual silence, Maria walked over, touched his arm gently, and said, "Thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it when you help out like that." The shift was subtle, but it was a start. A few days later, Ben mentioned a challenging project at his job. The old Maria might have half listened, her mind preoccupied with her own stresses and frustrations. But the new Maria sat down, put her phone away, and gave him her full attention. She listened intently, asked thoughtful questions, and at the end, she told him, "That sounds really tough, but I have no doubt you'll handle it perfectly. You're so smart when it comes to this stuff." She wasn't faking her admiration. She was actively looking for opportunities to express the respect she truly felt for him, even if it had been buried under layers of frustration. She was choosing to water the flowers instead of the weeds. Slowly but surely, the atmosphere in their home began to change. Ben started to emerge from his shell. He began to talk more, sharing small details about his day. He started initiating small gestures of affection, like a spontaneous hug while she was cooking dinner. One weekend, he surprised her by suggesting they go for a hike, something they hadn't done in years. Maria realized that by changing the environment, she had changed the man. She hadn't lowered her standards or settled for less. Instead, by using her strength to create a climate of appreciation and respect, she had invited the best version of Ben, the engaged, loving partner she had missed so much, to come back home. Your relationship can be envisioned as a garden, and your influence is the hands that tend to it. A garden left unattended will soon be overrun by weeds of resentment, misunderstanding, and emotional distance. However, a garden that is cultivated with intention and care can become a breathtaking oasis of love and connection. This cultivation is not about forcing things to grow. It is about creating the ideal conditions for growth to happen naturally. Every day, you have the choice to either pull the weeds or to water the flowers. Focusing on your partner's flaws and shortcomings is like meticulously watering the weeds, giving them the energy and attention they need to take over the entire garden. When you consistently point out what he is not doing, you are nurturing a narrative of his inadequacy. This focus on the negative creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. He begins to see himself through your critical eyes and may eventually stop trying to be the man you want, believing he is incapable of succeeding. This is how the weeds of bitterness and defensiveness take root, choking out the delicate blossoms of affection and intimacy. It is a tiring and unproductive cycle that leaves both partners feeling depleted and disconnected. You cannot expect a beautiful rose to grow if you are only providing nourishment to the thorns that surround it. The alternative is to become a conscious gardener of your relationship. This means actively seeking out the positive traits and actions, no matter how small, and giving them your attention and energy. This is how you water the flowers. When you praise his effort, you are providing sunlight for his confidence to grow. When you show appreciation for a small kindness, you are fertilizing the soil of his generosity. When you listen with respect, you are giving his thoughts and feelings the space they need to breathe and expand. This intentional focus does not mean you ignore real problems, but it changes how you approach them, from a place of nurturing the good rather than attacking the bad. This shift in focus requires inner strength, especially on days when you feel weary or unappreciated yourself. It is a deliberate choice to look past the immediate frustration and invest in the long-term health of your garden. By choosing to cultivate the positive, you are not just making him feel better. You are strategically creating an environment where the qualities you desire in a partner, confidence, affection, engagement, and support, are the ones that are most likely to flourish. You are creating a beautiful space where both of you can enjoy the fruits of a loving, thriving partnership, a garden that blooms because you had the wisdom to tend to it with care. Let's be perfectly clear about something. This journey of empowering your man is not about selfless sacrifice. It is not about becoming a doormat or putting his needs so far above your own that you disappear. Absolutely not. This is especially true on days when you feel you are already giving everything you have, when your own well of strength feels nearly empty. The principle of uplifting your partner is not a call for you to give more from a place of depletion. Instead, it is a call to give smarter. It is a strategic, intelligent investment in your own long-term happiness and the deep, fulfilling connection you rightfully deserve. It is about understanding a fundamental truth of human psychology and relationships. When you choose to create an environment where your partner feels strong, capable, and admired, you are not just giving away your energy without return. You are setting in motion a powerful dynamic that flows directly back to you, often in ways that are more profound and satisfying than you can imagine. Think of it as planting an apple seed. You expend energy to water and nurture the sapling. This is not a selfless act for the tree's benefit alone. You do it with the confident expectation that one day, that tree will grow strong and provide you with an abundance of sweet, nourishing fruit. Empowering your man works in precisely the same way. The effort you invest returns to you multiplied. This is about recognizing that your well-being and his are intrinsically linked. A man who feels insecure, criticized, or undervalued in his relationship often becomes a source of stress and frustration for his partner. He may become needy, demanding constant reassurance, or he may become distant and emotionally unavailable. This, in turn, adds to your emotional burden. You find yourself managing his insecurities on top of everything else you carry. It is an exhausting and unsustainable cycle that drains your joy and energy. You are left feeling more alone, even though you are in a partnership, carrying the weight for two. Therefore, choosing to empower him is one of the smartest things you can do for yourself. It is a proactive step toward lightening your own load. By building his confidence, you reduce his neediness. By showing him respect, you encourage his independence and leadership. By admiring him, you fuel his desire to be a source of your joy, not your stress. This is not about fixing him. It is about creating the conditions where he can access his own best self, a self that is naturally more giving, supportive, and emotionally generous. It is a wise investment that pays dividends in the form of your own peace, contentment, and happiness. When you make the conscious choice to empower your man, even when you must draw deep from your own reserves of strength, you trigger a powerful ripple effect. The first and most immediate effect is on his confidence within the relationship itself. A man who feels valued and respected by you feels secure in your love. This security is a balm to the entire partnership. It quiets the anxieties that can lead to jealousy, possessiveness, or the constant need for validation. He no longer has to wonder where he stands with you. This frees up an enormous amount of emotional energy for both of you that can be channeled into positive connection instead of managing insecurity. This newfound confidence then ripples outward, transforming into generosity. A man whose emotional cup is full, filled by your admiration and appreciation, naturally wants to give back. It is a fundamental human desire to pour into those who make us feel good. He will want to protect you, to provide for you, and to ensure your happiness, not out of duty, but out of a genuine, overflowing desire to see you smile. His generosity will begin to show up in ways that are uniquely tailored to you. He starts listening more closely to your needs and actively looks for opportunities to meet them, often surprising you with his thoughtfulness and renewed effort. The third ripple is perhaps the most beautiful of all. He will begin to love more loudly. When a man feels strong, capable, and heroic in your eyes, his love becomes less inhibited. The walls he may have built around his heart start to come down. He becomes more comfortable with vulnerability and emotional expression. The affection that may have been quiet and reserved becomes more open and demonstrative. He will be more likely to express his love verbally, to initiate physical touch, and to show his devotion through his actions. He becomes that unapologetically devoted partner you truly desire, whose love you can feel in every part of your life. This entire process creates a profound sense of relief and peace for you. As he steps more fully into his confident, generous, and loving self, some of the burdens you have been carrying begin to lift. You no longer feel like you are the only one steering the ship. You feel the presence of a true partner by your side, a co-captain who is strong, reliable, and deeply invested in your shared journey. The energy you invested in empowering him returns to you as support, security, and a love that feels loud, clear, and unwavering. You feel seen, cherished, and safe in his care. Empowerment isn't a one-time act. It's the start of a positive feedback loop that transforms your relationship. When you consistently reinforce his best qualities, you encourage more of the behavior you love. What you reward gets repeated. Expressing genuine appreciation motivates him to keep stepping up. Imagine you acknowledge how he handled a tough situation. He feels valued, and next time he's even more likely to rise to the occasion. Your positive feedback becomes the fuel for his growth. This isn't manipulation, it's loving guidance. Positive cycles replace negative ones. Instead of criticism and withdrawal, you create connection and trust. Your appreciation interrupts old patterns and gives him a new path, one that leads to closeness. Over time, negativity fades, and your relationship becomes more harmonious. Giving positive energy becomes natural because you're receiving it in return. The relationship feels less like work, more like a dance, both of you moving in sync. You're not forcing outcomes, you're nurturing a self-sustaining system of support. Each small act of empowerment builds a stronger, more joyful partnership. The upward spiral of love begins with your intentional choices. You both grow, and your joy flourishes. The more you empower, the more you receive. This is how you create lasting change. It's not about grand gestures, but small, consistent acts. The positive feedback loop is the secret to a peaceful, connected life together. Start today. Notice, appreciate, and watch the transformation. Your relationship can become the source of joy you've always wanted. What you're building is a virtuous cycle, where positivity feeds on itself and grows. It's the opposite of the vicious cycles that trap so many couples. It all starts with your choice to empower and affirm the good in him. When you create an environment of respect and admiration, he steps into his best self. His confidence grows, and he wants to give back. He becomes more engaged, affectionate, and protective. He's not just reacting, he's inspired. He feels like a winner and wants to keep winning for you. You see real changes in his behavior and energy. His best self turns that energy back toward you, supporting, loving, and cherishing you. You feel seen, secure, and valued. Your cup is filled by the man you chose to uplift. Empowerment is not just kind, it's smart. It creates a relationship where both partners thrive. Your empowerment fuels him. His best self nurtures you. The cycle grows stronger with each turn, building unshakable love. This isn't a fantasy. It's a reality you can start building now. Your influence, wisely used, is the key. Choose to start the virtuous cycle today. You both deserve a thriving partnership. Mastering genuine appreciation is the first step. Go beyond a quick thanks. Be specific and sincere. Notice the small things he does, even if they seem minor. Did he make coffee? Listen to you vent? Handle stress calmly? Acknowledge it. Say, "Thank you for making coffee. It made my morning easier." Specific gratitude shows you see his effort and value it. Even when you're tired, choose to vocalize positivity. This habit shifts your focus from flaws to strengths. You'll see more good, and so will he. Appreciation transforms your emotional state and the relationship. Over time, it becomes natural, and he's motivated to do more. He'll look for ways to earn your praise. Your genuine appreciation fuels his desire to be the best partner. Make appreciation your daily language. Respect goes beyond appreciating what he does. It's about honoring who he is. Show respect, especially during disagreements. Listen actively, even when you disagree. Don't dismiss his ideas, give him space to explain. Ask, "Can you tell me more about why you think that?" Even if you disagree, hearing him out leaves him validated. Sometimes trust his judgment on small decisions. Let him take the lead occasionally. It sends a message of trust. "I trust you to handle this" is powerful. When he feels respected, he's more engaged and confident. Respect empowers him to contribute and take initiative. You're not just being kind, you're cultivating the partner you want. Practice respect and watch him rise. Everyone needs a champion. Be his. Celebrate his wins, big or small, with real enthusiasm. Take interest in his work, hobbies, and goals. When he shares a success, respond with, "That's amazing. I'm so proud of you." Your excitement shows his efforts matter to you. During tough times, remind him of his strengths. Say, "You've handled harder things before. I believe in you." Your belief can anchor him through challenges. Consistent support makes you his safe place and motivator. He'll feel loyal and devoted to the woman who lifts him up. You don't have to solve his problems, just support him. By being his cheerleader, you fuel his ambition and confidence. A championed man becomes a devoted partner. Make your home a sanctuary of peace and trust. In a critical world, home should be his safe haven. Choose peace over conflict, connection over being right. Create an atmosphere where he feels affirmed, not judged. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Assume good intentions. When he comes home, let him feel relief, not dread. Trust him to lead sometimes. Let him plan, decide, and handle things. Stepping back shows deep trust in his abilities. When he feels your trust, he becomes more loving and generous. He can channel his energy into loving you, not defending himself. A peaceful home brings out his best self. Cultivate peace and trust, and watch your partnership flourish. We have journeyed together through a profound and often overlooked truth. Your quiet inner strength is one of the most powerful forces in shaping the love you experience. In a world that often tells you to demand more, we have explored the subtle art of inspiring more. We've seen that the best version of your partner, the confident, affectionate, and protective man you desire, is not a distant fantasy. He is a potential waiting to be unlocked, and you, with your incredible capacity for grace and wisdom, hold a key. This is not about changing him, but about creating the emotional climate where he can change himself, blossoming into the man he has always wanted to be for you. This path is not one of weakness, but of immense strategic strength. It is recognizing that your influence, expressed through genuine appreciation, deep respect, and unwavering support, is a smart investment in your own happiness. We have seen how these actions are not selfless sacrifices made from a place of depletion, but rather wise choices that initiate a virtuous cycle. The love and empowerment you give flow back to you multiplied. It returns as a partner who loves more loudly, supports more fully, and cherishes you more deeply, ultimately lightening your own emotional load and filling your life with the peace and security you deserve. Remember the story of Maria and Ben. Maria's transformation did not come from nagging or demanding change. It came when she drew from her own well of resilience to shift her focus. She chose to water the flowers instead of the weeds, nurturing the good she found in him. This conscious decision, born of her own strength, created an environment where Ben's best self felt safe enough to emerge. This story is a testament to the fact that you are the architect of your relationship's environment. You have the power to design a space of warmth and affirmation where connection can thrive, or a cold, critical space where it withers. Therefore, the practical steps of expressing appreciation, showing respect, celebrating his wins, and creating a sanctuary of trust are not just small, kind gestures. They are the essential tools you use to build a more beautiful reality for yourself. Each act of intentional positivity is a brick laid in the foundation of a stronger, more loving partnership. It is a conscious choice to lead with love, to guide with grace, and to build a relationship where both of you can flourish. You are not just a character in your love story. You are its primary architect, shaping its direction with every choice you make. As we conclude, let this final thought settle in your heart. You truly deserve the best version of him. You deserve a partner who loves you completely, whose actions consistently show his devotion, and who makes you feel safe and cherished every single day. The beautiful truth is that your power to receive this love is intrinsically linked to your power to inspire it. Your inner strength, the same resilience that carries you through your own tired or forlorn moments, is the catalyst for this beautiful transformation. It is the quiet, steady force that can call forth the hero you know him to be, creating the partnership you have always dreamed of. This journey of empowerment is an act of profound self-love. It's about refusing to settle for a relationship dynamic that leaves you feeling drained and unseen. Instead, you are choosing to actively cultivate the joy and connection you desire. It requires you to look within, to find that core of strength, and to use it with wisdom and intention. It is a testament to your power that you can feel weary from the weight of the world and still find the capacity within you to offer a smile of admiration, a word of respect, or a gesture of trust that can change everything. This is your unique and incredible feminine power in action. I encourage you to begin this practice today, not as a grand overhaul, but with small, gentle steps. Look for one opportunity to express genuine, specific appreciation. Find one moment to listen with true, undivided respect. Celebrate one small win with him as if it were your own. Do not worry about perfection. Simply focus on the intention behind your actions to create an environment where the best in him can thrive for the benefit of you both. Trust that these small seeds of positivity, planted with care, will grow into a magnificent garden over time. Ultimately, your relationship is a reflection of the energy you cultivate. By choosing to empower him, to uplift him, and to consistently create a space where he feels valued, you are laying the groundwork for a truly beautiful reality to flourish. You are not just unlocking his best self. You are unlocking a new level of happiness and fulfillment for yourself. Your inner strength is the key. Use it to build the unwavering, loud, and beautiful love you so richly deserve. The power to create this reality has been in your hands all along.